there's now one more piece of legislation that, as you said, got bipartisan support in the House already and now is being debated in the Senate. And this is what we call market structure legislation, which just simply means it's covering all of the non-stablecoin crypto assets, things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's resolving some of these outstanding issues from the last administration that got weaponized by people like Gary Gensler trying to go after the crypto industry because it wasn't clear, were these a commodity, were they a security? So this legislation is making great progress. I've never been more bullish on the chances to get it passed into law. This freight train has left the station, and there's people on both sides of the aisle in the Senate that are eager to get this legislation put on the books. Now, this hasn't stopped the big bank lobby from coming in and trying to throw a wrench into things. They actually want to go in and ban rewards on stablecoins, and that was already settled in the prior Genius Act that I just mentioned. But I'm not too worried about it. The senators we spoke to aren't really going to entertain reopening that issue, and so hopefully this legislation gets passed into law very soon.
Hey, what's up, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. Today, we're diving into some game-changing news that could reshape the future of your investments. Imagine a world where Bitcoin and Ethereum are officially recognized as commodities, unlocking a flood of institutional money. But here's the twist. While the United States Senate debates this pivotal bill, time is running out. And if you miss this window, you might miss the boat on one of the biggest opportunities in crypto history. Stick around because we're going to be breaking down why this matters, how Senator Loomis is pushing for the United States Bitcoin reserve, and why Bitcoin is holding strong and breaking new highs among all this chaos. We're going to head over to X and find out all the breaking news that's happening in the financial markets today. US Bitcoin reserve funding can start anytime. We're going to head over to Altcoin Pro and check out on the most recent market update that you need to know about Bitcoin holding strong, risk on returns, the macro information, crypto outlook. We are also going to be jumping into the charts for XRP, looking at extreme important levels of resistance and support that you need to know about. Plus, we'll be looking at the long-term and short-term momentum wave and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day doing crypto research, well, that's what we do for you here on this channel every single day. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us know by commenting 777 down below.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
First things first, let's head over to CoinMarketCap, check out the overall health of the crypto market today. We are up 1.57%, up to $4.27 trillion total market cap. Fear and Greed Index has finally dipped into the greed level here, which is really powerful and strong for the markets. 62 out of 100. Altcoin season not wanting to take off to the upside just yet. 62 out of 100. We're light blue. We need to be in the dark blue, which is the 75 level here. And the reason we're not ripping to the upside just yet is Bitcoin dominance continues to maintain dominance at 58%. We'd like to see that back in the 56th percentile. Bitcoin ETF inflow kicking off where it left off last week. This week already $222 million worth of inflows. Remember last week it did finish over 3.2 billion. Ethereum inflows also doing well, up $84 million today. And just to recap, last week it did $1.29 billion. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Number 1, Bitcoin at 124,500. Number 2, Ethereum at 4,700. XRP still stuck at $3 at number 3 spot. Number 4, Tether at $1. BNB number 5 at $1,241, and Solana at number 6 at $234. As you saw in the intro, Brian Armstrong bringing up the video that he made a couple of days ago, saying he's feeling very bullish on the regulatory progress for crypto in the United States. Clear rules are coming, and this helps builders and innovators. We won't stop until it happens. And as you all know, there is one more official bill to pass to really solidify crypto as being 100% legal for massive businesses to come on board. Once that happens, we know the floodgates will be opening. More than likely, that is happening in October. We are officially in that now, looking for more cryptos to continuously break new all-time highs all month this month. And as I've been talking about for a very, very long time, I want you guys to keep an eye on real-world assets. Breaking Robinhood CEO during a Bloomberg interview says real estate tokenization is a freight train. We're going to figure out how to do it, just waiting on regulation. So again, that word continues to be the big theme right now: regulation, regulation, regulation. When this floodgate does open, trillions of dollars will be incoming.
And I think real estate's a big opportunity. I think it's smart that they're aggressively pursuing that because everyone wants access to high quality real estate, particularly the mass market.
Isn't it true? Real estate is actually more complex. I mean, they tried this before. It hasn't really worked.
It has some similarities to a private company, actually. If you think about what a real estate investment looks like, you create a corporation. Using that corporation, you acquire some assets. It has some costs, which you want to minimize as much as possible. Maintenance. It has revenues like rent, receivables, or depending on how you use it. So if you can tokenize a private company, that same technology can actually be used to tokenize real estate, be it residential, commercial, and yeah, I think we figured out how to do it. It's just a question of regulation and what the right products are for different groups of customers.
Now, speaking of Robinhood, this morning, if you woke up and you're wondering what the heck is going on with my Robinhood account, well, it was down for a little while this morning. And speaking of real estate, just in, $7 billion real estate company Open Door just said that they will start accepting Bitcoin for homes. Bitcoin is coming. And I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine at my real estate investment office this afternoon. For those of you that don't know, I do real estate investing, flipping, wholesaling for real estate here in Southern California. And what we were talking about is, hey, when should we take profits on our crypto opportunities? And the interesting thing is, like, what if you never have to take profits out of crypto? Obviously, you would take profits if crypto gets to these crazy, enormous euphoria highs. XRP becomes $20. Are you going to take some profits? Well, back in the day, you'd be taking profits, you would sell it to cash, you put that cash in your bank account. But now this upcoming future where you're going to take profits, you're going to move it into stable coins, and you're just going to let your stable coins remain in your account, whether that's your hardware wallet, your cold storage wallet, or maybe even a centralized exchange such as Robinhood or such as Coinbase. Now, obviously, on our team over at Altcoin Pro, the link is down in the description below. We do help all of our clients figure out which way is best to do that. Should you do cold storage? Should you do hot wallets? Should you do central exchanges? Well, actually, some people say no central exchanges and no this, no that. It all depends on what your crypto strategy is, and we really help our team members and our community figure that out along the way. And we will be heading over to Altcoin Pro shortly to go over this market update. But if you want to take a look, link down in the description below. Now, another interesting thing that is happening right now is the fact that gold is continuing to absolutely smash as well. Gold just surpassed $4,000, and Mr. Anti-Bitcoin, Mr. Gold himself, Peter Schiff, he had an interesting post today. Bitcoin also made a new high today, trading above $126,000. But in terms of gold, it's still about 15% below its record high. I still think it's too early for Bitcoiners to get excited about the rally until Bitcoin can make a new high priced against gold. He goes on to say it's just a bear market rally. Now, obviously, for him, he's super anti-Bitcoin. Recently, though, he did start taking donations in Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was pretty funny. So he does now hold some Bitcoin. Now, interestingly enough, when you do take a look at Bitcoin versus gold, it's really close to its all-time high as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at supply and demand zones here. This is on the weekly chart. So let's go ahead and switch over to daily so we can get a bit better of an idea of where we could be seeing some supply and demand zones. So if we go up to the most recent rally to the all-time high here, turn on the magnets on Heikin-Ashi candles, we do have this area which will be acting as a resistance level when it gets there. And if we go down here to this lows right here, this will be a support zone. So those are our macro resistance and support here. Let's look at the micro time where we're going to be taking a look. So this was the rally up. Take a little break right here. It's going to be support, which it bounced off of, and then getting up into this high before the drop, which will be right here. So we're going to run into some resistance. So 35 is going to be our resistance. We're currently sitting at a support level at 29. Price is actually trading at 31.4. And of course, that would be ounces of gold to equal one full Bitcoin. So right now, the price is currently trading at 31.47 ounces of gold equals one full Bitcoin. Now, as you know, right now, Bitcoin has started to surge. As we can see right here, price did come down, bounced off this section. Bitcoin is surging. But when we take a look at our momentum waves, we're actually still showing bearish. We are recovering to the upside. We need to break above the zero line here on our Wolfpack indicator, indicating bullish territory. So once that kicks in, there is definitely a potential for a rally for a new all-time high for Bitcoin against gold. Another very interesting scenario going on right now is Coinbase is fighting for everyone in the crypto space to get rid of these capital gains taxes that might be coming along because of the fact that there's so many microtransactions. And that's just right now when we're doing trading and buying and selling of crypto. But what if and when you start using it for actual transactions?
Mr. Zeiken, do you have anything in particular that you think would do harm if we would put something in legislation?
Thank you, Senator. I think that my theme is that there's a lot of potential for over-reporting. We spend a lot of time on that, even in this discussion about de minimis and with stablecoins itself. There's an enormous potential. This is a democratized form of financial asset class where people can use things in ways that weren't done before. And there's a tremendous potential there for over-reporting and burdening the system. It's burdening the system for taxpayers and it's burdening the system for the IRS. So let's take reporting today. And if you enhance this by over-reporting, by not including a de minimis rule, you're going to have billions of transactions that taxpayers are going to have to report, keep track of. I don't think most taxpayers are prepared for that result. It'll probably hinder the growth of the industry.
Interesting point there that it could hinder the growth of the industry. Crypto-friendly U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis said fundraising for strategic Bitcoin reserve is mainly being held back by legislative slog. So again, here we go. The legislation is the problem. We're about to get this thing passed. Today, Cynthia posted on X, this is a fabulous articulation of why the SBR, Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, and passing the Bitcoin Act makes more sense. Legislating is a slog, and we continue to work toward passage. But thanks to President Trump, the acquisition of funds for an SBR can start anytime. And Jeff Park says the math isn't complicated. By the way, gold is about to hit $4,000 since we recorded, and it has officially hit $4,000. And in that video, Jeff Park was talking to Anthony Pompolino discussing the potential SBR. Park was hypothesizing what would happen if the government were able to utilize its $1 trillion worth of paper gains from gold to reinvest it into Bitcoin. He says, and so if there's a way to unlock the ability to build leverage on the paper gains of gold and to take call options on Bitcoin, there's something incredible here that could happen. If you own Bitcoin and you assume that it's going to go up by 12% a year, you'll make 30x in 30 years. It's not yet exactly clear how their capital will be raised for the SBR. According to the government fact sheet, it will initially be capitalized with Bitcoin owned by the Department of Treasury. And this is the Bitcoin everyone knows of that was seized through civil or criminal proceedings. Will the government actually start to buy Bitcoin soon? Well, it has been 7 months since Trump had signed that executive order for the SBR. However, concrete formulation of the reserve is yet to be confirmed, resulting in a fair amount of speculation and debate around the exact launch time. And he's actually losing a crap ton of gains by waiting longer and longer. Or is he purposely waiting and letting us front run it? Anthony Pompolino went on to say, the first is the government. At some point, it's going to announce that they are buying Bitcoin, creating the initial kind of strategic reserve and sitting the Bitcoin we already have was good. But that's kind of not the main dish. The main dish is when they start buying, and I think that will happen at some point. So they do continue to fight for this SBR. Do you think it's going to happen in 2025? Let me know down in the comments section. All right, before we jump into the XRP charts, let's go over our market update. The macro outlook, Nvidia hit a new all-time high in the pre-market trading this morning. Gold broke above 4,000 after writing that came out, both signaling clear risk-on environment. The United States dollar is weakening, causing liquidity rotation into equities and crypto. And this setup aligns perfectly with Bitcoin's breakout as capital flows back into risk-on assets. The crypto outlook, Bitcoin is holding strong above 22,000 on the 4-hour zone and now targeting $136,000 next. Support levels around 120 and 117 if we were to retrace to the downside. Bitcoin dominance is at 59%, which is still healthy. Now, if dominance continues to rise, alt liquidity may thin out slightly. So we don't want that for altcoin season, which is what we covered in the beginning of the video in the intro. United States dollar values across the board continue trending higher. Altcoin market cap, aka the total 3, just closed a weekly candle above its 2021 all-time high for the first time in 4 years, which if it continues a breakout, you can pretty much say alt season is here. But just remember, not all alts will pump tremendously. In previous cycles, we've seen every single alt that was out there pump to the moon. But unfortunately, now that there are so many crappy altcoins that have been pumped into the marketplace, you better be smart and pick the right ones. Well, who are some of the market leaders? Bitcoin obviously is leading the charge with strong momentum. MNT or neobank narrative at the new all-time high. BNB, which is the exchange narrative, also at an all-time high, with Asker, Cake, and Priceless showing strong performance on the BNB chain. Solana is holding near that 230 plus, aiming for all-time highs with Solana ETF expected soon. XRP is holding at $2.99 and can make a run to that $5 if momentum holds. Hype is now reclaiming its $48 and showing strength and confirmation. Ethereum stable above 4,500, showing institutional interest is returning. I definitely see a 5,000 new all-time high coming for Ethereum very short. And once it does finally break that psychological barrier of 5,000, it's going into price discovery mode. Also, Doge looks like it's ready for an explosive weekly breakout. So what is a strategy that you could use right now? And by the way, none of this is financial advice. Do not buy or sell anything as we talk about it. But the trend is risk on, which is led by stocks, Bitcoin, and then top alts. Focus on outperformers and, of course, ride this Bitcoin momentum. Watch which coins hold strong during these Bitcoin pullbacks. Those are likely the next cycle leaders. And stay nimble and manage risk as volatility increases. Some final thoughts here. Momentum is roaring. Sentiment is still cautious. And the combination usually feels big moves. Alt season is approaching, but selective. Liquidity is rotating in, so now we wait and see. And by the way, if you like these types of market updates, nonstop crypto news, or specific altcoin picks, don't forget to head down to the description of this video, click on the link to get started with Altcoin Pro University, and then we get to see you as a post your win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have been following around long enough, you know what these lines are. For those of you that are new here, I'm going to show you. These are the moon phases. So last time we had a new moon, that's bearish energy. It for sure dropped. We have been pumping into our new full moon, which is really exciting because that literally kicks off as you're watching this video. When you woke up last night, in the sky was that new full moon that's about to pump your bags to the moon, baby. So as we take a look here on XRP, our supply and demand zones down here for extreme support if we start to lose this momentum, which Personally, I don't feel we will, but that would be back at $2.80. So if price pumps up here, is what we've been talking about actually for the last 2 weeks, is XRP specifically getting exactly to $3 leading into this new full moon pump that'll lead us into the new all-time highs. Some levels that we need to break on the way to the upside. Right here, we have a resistance level of $3.02 and $3.07 is a $5 zone. It does need to break through this and take off to the upside, getting us up into this next level. Now, this next level has been the nemesis for XRP. As we can see, last time it tried to surge through here once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It tried to surge through $3.30, could not do it. Unfortunately, ultimately failed back into this zone. But now is the opportunity for XRP, because if we take a look at Bitcoin and what it has done, all right, so full moon, it pumped crazy. New moon, it had a really hardcore drop to the downside. It fell into its support zone, and now it has taken off to the upside. And we do have blast off for the new moon phase, which is a full moon to the upside. Now, when we take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin, it does have this really insane resistance line to the upside, which gives us a price target right here at $133, $133,000. I take that back. And we're looking at the weekly charts here. Long-term momentum, bullish as can be. As we can see, green above the zero line. In fact, let's go back in history and look at how good this long-term momentum wave has been for us. Once we broke above this zero line on the Wolfpack indicator on the weekly charts, we were sitting at $20,000. From then on, it's been up. Now, obviously, we've had some slight pullbacks along the way, but that has been an indication of bullish momentum. So let's take a look here on our short term. Well, the exciting thing is on our short-term momentum wave, as we can see last time it had reset to zero here. Midterm momentum is the white line. They were both reset to zero right here back on the week of April 14th, 2025 for Bitcoin. And that is also when we switched from red candles to green candles on the Heikinashi, and we started absolutely ripping to the upside here. We'll take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We have now officially reset to zero, and we just flashed green for the first time on our short-term momentum wave, and it is curling up. And the exciting part about this is on a very large time frame, the weekly chart. So this is going to take several weeks to pump to the upside. Now, one thing to take a look at here, though, on the daily charts, we have actually maxed out on our short-term momentum wave here. So we'll see how much longer this pump continues up without taking a little tiny break and then surging back to the upside for Bitcoin. And what's going to happen when we get that little pullback on Bitcoin before its next surge? Well, XRP and all the other alts are about to rise to the top. The great thing is here, XRP has crossed over its long-term momentum wave, and it is currently riding green. Now, we do need to actually break above this level here. It's getting quite frustrating. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 daily candles and not being able to break through this $3.07 level. When we take a look at our weekly charts, weekly chart short-term momentum is nearly reset to zero, but it does have about a week left to finish this momentum before turning back to the upside. It does not have to have a full zero reset. However, the momentum it builds with a full zero reset is significantly stronger. Now, ultimately, when it does start to make its turn to the upside, what we are watching for is this bull flag pattern to play out. As we remember, from here to here is the flag pole. This is our symmetrical pattern that played out on the shorter time frame of the daily. We have finally broke out. It even came retested, and now it's taking off to the upside. And when this pattern finishes off, we'll go ahead and move it to the breakout level here. That one gets us up to $4.64. And if you want to take it from the retest level, that one's going to get us to $4.46. So we're looking at a $4.50 pattern play out here, at least for XRP to the upside.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.